Hi guys, if you're interested in this content, please feel free to like and subscribe. And if you're looking for private coaching to overcome trauma, complex PTSD, narcissistic abuse syndrome, then go to www.coachcat.org. What I'm going to talk about in this video is some tips and strategies on how to break the trauma bond. First, of course, going no contact is crucial. Block them on the phone, block them on the computer. Do not look at their Facebook or their social media. Block them on everything. Do not allow any contact with these people or their flying monkeys. Do not look at their new source of supplies, Facebook or Instagram. Absolutely block them on everything. If you have photos of them, get rid of them. Any reminders of this person, I would just eradicate from your life. Very important. Stop blaming yourself. Stop taking responsibility for the narcissist's emotions or behaviors or anything that they've done. You are not to blame for what they did. You have a part, perhaps, and maybe your part was not setting healthy boundaries. Maybe it was engaging in codependence. Maybe it was letting yourself stay in a position to be hurt for the possibility of love, approval, and security. But you are not responsible for their part. So stop blaming yourself and stop taking responsibility for what the narcissist did. And I like this one. Tell the inner critic to shut up. When your inner critic starts telling you all the negative things about you, you can tell it, you know what? I gave you 5 minutes. That's all you get for today. No more. And just shut it down. And do not allow your brain to start going on this tangent where you start blaming yourself and you start feeling like over responsible, or where you start raging at the narcissist. All of that is very negative for you. I think when you get triggered, it's really important to read a healthy book on how to heal from narcissistic abuse, like Jackson McKenzie's book called Whole Again. I listened to that multiple times so I could start healing from the abuse. Words of affirmation, very important. It helps if you look at yourself in the mirror and you can say, I am not responsible for another person's bad behaviors. I did this a lot. I would say, I will no longer go to someone for empathy who has none. I will no longer go to a narcissist to try to get them to take personal responsibility when they are incapable. And then you can look yourself in the mirror and say, I am a loving child of God. I am kind. I'm empathetic. I care about people. I'm able to bond. Just start telling yourself positive verbal affirmations in the mirror and tell yourself, I love you, little darling, and I'm going to protect you. You can journal or write your story. This is very helpful, I think, writing your story. And even if you do it as if it happened to somebody else, but tell your story, write it down and journal. And then I think it's very helpful to make a list of everything they did so that you can step out of your fantasy bond and step into reality. You want to detach from the fantasy and look at the truth. Gaslighting, manipulation, cheating, lying, financial abuse, stonewalling, word salad communication, insincere communication, lies of omission, all the things, pornography addiction, whatever it was that they had. And, there are a lot of people that have pornography addiction that are absolutely not narcissists. It's a rampant addiction worldwide. So I have a lot of compassion for people that are dealing with their addictions and addressing them. The problem with narcissism is they don't deal with their addictions. They very rarely, they don't address them, and because they can't be wrong, and they need to be perfect. So for them to acknowledge that they have an addiction would be very unusual. And then this will help, I think, to get into touch with your feelings. I use this acronym called RAIN. It is recognize, acknowledge, investigate, and nurture. Recognize is feel in your body what you're feeling. Okay, maybe it's anger. Acknowledge, I'm feeling angry. Investigate, why am I angry? Well, usually anger is just like the threshold emotion. Behind anger is usually grief, loss, fear, sadness. Figure out what is making you feel angry. And then nurture yourself. You can nurture yourself by taking 10 deep healing breaths. You can nurture yourself by putting on a meditation for gratitude. You can take a bath. You can go for a run. You can call a friend. Many ways to nurture yourself. Stop repressing your feelings. Feel your feelings. Walk through them. Spend a few minutes each day. Allocate a few minutes each day to get in touch with your feelings. A lot of times when you get out of these relationships, you may be feeling detached and numb and depressed. You might not know what your feelings are. Take some time to really feel your feelings. Don't check out. Don't check out with drugs and alcohol or sex or any of those things. If you feel these feelings and you walk through it, you will walk out on the other side and you will be strong and you will be whole. So just be careful that you're not doing self-destructive things to cope with this narcissistic abuse. And this one's really important, I think. You need to let go of any expectations that the narcissist is going to change in any way. You need to let go of the idea that they're going to feel remorse, that they're going to ever apologize, that they're going to tell you the truth, or they're going to take personal responsibility. They do not have the human capacity to do this at this point in their journey. Stop asking for the narcissist for empathy. They don't have any, or if they do, it's severely impaired. Let go of the idea that they're going to get justice or karma. You may never, in this lifetime, you may never see justice occur. And I'm so sorry to tell you that, but you need to let go of the expectation that you're going to get justice or that they're ever going to take any responsibility or they're going to have a epiphany and come to terms with what they've done to you and to everyone else in their life. They're rarely, if at all, never going to do that. And they're never going to apologize. So let go of this expectation of getting anything from the narcissist. In the relationship with them, they never gave you any of that anyway. So why would you expect it to be any different now? Why would you expect for them to all of a sudden develop the capacity to experience empathy? They don't have that. Important, I think, tap into a support group. The support group could be for narcissistic abuse survivors. The support group could be Codependence Anonymous or adult children of alcoholics and dysfunctional families. There's all sorts of free support groups online that you can tap into. I highly recommend that. Get connected to a spiritual community. Whatever your faith is, whatever your spirituality is, I would say get connected to that and practice being surrounded by spiritual people that are on a path of self-reflection, introspection, and bettering themselves as humans. Get surrounded by safe, loving, kind people. Make plans with your friends, even if you don't feel like it. You're not going to feel like it. Make plans with them anyway. Make plans to do stuff, obviously COVID-appropriate plans with your friends, even if that means getting on Zoom calls with them. Do some serious self-care. Find a new hobby, a passion, or start doing stuff that you gave away in the relationship. If you love to paint, if you love to make music, if you love to make art, if you love to write, if you love to run, whatever it is that you love, tap into that passion, even though you're not going to feel like it. Your heart may not be into it. Do it anyway. And start addressing your codependence if you have codependence, if you have porous boundaries, if you came from an enmeshed family and you don't know how to set boundaries, start addressing that. There's a lot of really good books, there's programs, there's a lot of help for you there. And then write daily gratitude lists. And this is very helpful. I'm on some gratitude groups where I'm writing daily gratitude lists via text and the email to some of my really close, wonderful friends, some amazing humans. And for a fact, this is just one thing I want to say. Do not let go of your empathy. It is a beautiful thing. This world needs empathy. I think empathy is what's going to heal this world. Don't let go of your empathy. Don't let this jade you. Just know that there are certain people in the population that are toxic, and your job is to be able to identify them and to avoid them. And I know it's very difficult, especially if you were the covert narcissist, to even understand that there are people out there like this, but there are, and step into reality with that. There are people that need to be avoided, that nobody should have relationships with because they're not capable of reciprocal relationships. So I don't know if this helps you, but eventually you will break the trauma bond. And once you do, you're going to feel so much recovery on the other side of it. And this, you're going to be able to look at this and be like, this is the best thing that ever happened to me. I know that sounds crazy, but that's how I look at it, because I'm like, I didn't have great boundaries. I had horrible boundaries. I was deeply codependent, and This has forced me to take a hard look at my codependence and to learn some healthy boundaries and to realize that spending time with me is a privilege and not everybody has that right. It's something that needs to be earned. Trust needs to be earned, and it's earned through kindness and decency and reciprocity. And I no longer allow myself to be in relationships that are not reciprocal. I will only be in relationships where people are bringing to the table and, bringing effort and energy and love and kindness to the table like I do, that are meeting me and matching me at my level. So hopefully, and you'll, if you do this work and you are no longer a codependent doormat, this could be the best thing that ever happened to you. So I hope you guys are thriving and you're doing radical self-care. And today what I'm grateful for is that I just bought a new house and I just love it so much. It's beautiful. I'm so grateful for that. I'm just lucky. I'm grateful. I have beautiful people in my life. I have wonderful connections. I have great friends. I'm grateful for the coffee that I had this morning. I am grateful that I got to sleep in my new beautiful room. I'm grateful that I have internet connection. I'm grateful that I get to go rock climbing and I'm going to go paddle surfing tomorrow. I'm grateful for my beautiful clients. I'm grateful for this beautiful community, for all of you out there that are trying to heal and better yourself and get in touch with a higher power or with your spiritual side. And I'm just overall grateful to be alive, because that is a gift. We have a gift. So get out there and start thriving and start doing radical self-care. Hope you're having a great day. Bye.